Hello. Just a quick, this is gonna be a quick video. Um, Past weekend was LightBox, which was pretty amazing as usual. A gazillion people there. I got to see a lot of old co-workers and friends, and it's just a nice homey place for animation people. But yeah, I got to demo Webby Paint, which was nice. It definitely felt pretty different from last year where we were demoing Heavy Paint, and I think Webby Paint was going a lot smoother in terms of people being able to just sit down and get in the zone and just paint without getting stuck so much. So I feel pretty good about the UI so far. Yeah, and a lot of people were liking this saturation slider with the 0 in the middle and then the -1 and 1 for complementary. So that was really fun, and then also showing off this color box with the consistent brightness, where, you know, going from blue to red to yellow all gives you, or it stays the same brightness instead of jumping around like a normal RGB color box. And yeah, and then a lot of it also was explaining to people what Webby Paint was, and you know, just letting them know that it's a website, but it's also a web app, so you can download and install it and use it offline. So that was a little bit of a, you know, I guess educating people on what it can do as a web app, because web apps aren't really that popular right now. So yeah. And then yeah, I got to talk to the Procreate people, the Infinite Painter guy, and Wacom people. The CEO of Copic stopped by too and painted a little bit. That was cool. I didn't even realize it until way after he left, because Jojo saw on his business card that he was CEO. So that was kind of fun. And then yeah, a lot of friends stopped by, and that was fun to just hang out, and, you know, it's basically the only time you get to see everyone all in one spot, which is cool. And yeah, I just want to say thanks also to Jojo in particular for helping out with the table. She was there all 3 days and helping me set up and break down and everything. And yeah, she had some prints there too. Yeah, well, actually, we both had prints. I it was a fun experiment to put up some of the Heavy Paint prints, because it seems like the more meme type prints did better, like dogs and I did that Zoom call print, and I was actually surprised the wide bear didn't do too well. Let me show you guys. I'll show you all the prints. Oops, wait, go back. Actually, Figma was a good example of a web app. I was asking people like, hey, have you ever used Figma? Well, Webby Paint is basically like Figma but for painting, and some people got it, but actually some people have never used Figma, which I was surprised. But yeah, this wide bear, I thought this was gonna do the best, but it actually didn't sell. This one sold out, the orange one, and a few of the containers, a couple of these. None of the Kung Fu Hustle ones sold, which, oh well. And these three also did good on the top. The the dog in water, the Zoom call, and the bear. Oh yeah, and then this one did the best actually, which, yeah, that makes sense because this was one of my most popular Instagram posts I've ever done. So yeah, I don't know, and I really enjoy doing these like silly kind of memey paintings. So I don't know, maybe I'll try to do some more this year. They're just stupid and fun. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to do this little guy over here. Oh yeah, on the Webby Paint side, I can just say that a couple changes. The polygon mode is in now because Henry stopped by to do a demo at the table, and Henry is probably the most challenging customer. Like anytime I do show him something new on Heavy Paint or Webby Paint, he's always very, very tough to please. So I'm happy to say that he was okay with Webby Paint. He said he will probably use it to teach in the future, because right now he teaches a Heavy Paint class with Warrior Art Camp online. So that was a pretty big test for Webby Paint to pass. So I'm relieved that Henry likes it. Yeah, he painted a cool cat skull. And anyway, yeah, he was requesting polygon mode, so here it is. You can just click and make a polygon. So this is similar to polygon mode in Heavy Paint, but it's actually more flexible now because it can work with any tool. Instead of in Heavy Paint, it was only a lasso tool option. So, or it was its own tool type, which just happened to be a lasso. So now it's every tool type. And then also you can undo it now. When you undo while in polygon mode, it will undo each point one by one. And then, but yeah, it works for every tool now. So for example, if we have a fan, this is how it would look. And it also kind of takes the smoothness level of the tool. So if we go to the fan and let me say ×3, it should let us, you know, it'll be a lot smoother, right? The curve, it's basically subdividing it. So that's that. And then let me see, maybe it would make more sense on a pen tool. So if we get the pen tool and make it really smooth, let's see what happens. So this might be nice for doing, you know, really, really smooth curves if you need to. Hold on one second, let me make sure the stream is actually working. Yeah, and then what else? I've just recently moved the saturation slider to the right side because the issue I was having is that value was pretty narrow. It was kind of squished vertically, this color box, which it still is kind of squished, but having this on the right side at least, you know, makes a little bit more sense packing wise, because we have so much horizontal space here. Might as well put the slider there instead of taking up the valuable vertical space on the bottom where it used to be. So I'm hoping this will, you know, increase the accuracy of the value a little bit more. And then the other nice thing is that I noticed before, like when you're picking dark colors, sometimes you would accidentally click on the slider when it was down here. So I feel like those kind of accidental clicks are much less likely to happen over here, because you're probably not like hovering around this area so often as much as you would be, you know, trying to get the darks. And then also you switch this around, flip it around if you need to, work in the green specifically, or flip it around if you need reds. So anyway, that's a little change. It's kind of experimental, but I think it could be nice. I mean, it felt nice painting this little kitten. And then what else? Yeah. Oh yeah, transforms are in from last week. I can just quickly show that. You can move around. You can scale. You can reset. And flip. Okay, and then we also have blending modes on the layers. So let's make a new layer and do something here. And let's try blending mode overlay. Oh, actually, okay, this is actually broken. Let me fix that real quick. I know what the problem is. So let's see. Blending modes. Blend modes. Normal. Blend mode. So it's, yeah, linear. True. This is the problem. Okay, this should be fixed now. So let's try again. Do something on top. Go here, blend mode, and then there we go. We got overlay, screen, color dodge. Kind of fun. And then we also have hue, saturation, brightness, and contrast. And you can reset these sliders by clicking on the left side where the label is to get back to normal. And then finally we've got clipping. So here's our masked layer, and then here I'll get this one on top and clip it down. Right now it's still on overlay, I think, or some blending mode, but you can kind of see how it feels. Let me switch this back to regular. And yeah, so a lot of stuff came in the past couple weeks because I was kind of freaking out about LightBox and trying to get everything in there. Anyway, yeah, so LightBox was pretty fun. We did also a painting session at Pasadena City Hall. A bunch of people came out to that. James Gurney even showed up. That was cool. James and his wife, and yeah, everyone was painting. I wonder if I have I probably don't have it in here. Anyway. Oh, hey, Mike J. Yeah, yeah, sorry I didn't see you this time. But everyone, we had the umbrella and the little cardboard thing that the UI mock-up that you made. So people kept asking, what is this cardboard thing? They would pick it up and like look at the backside and be like, what? There's icons on here. Do you plan to sell unsold prints online? I could. Yeah, maybe I'll put them up. Yeah. Let's see. How do I make the round brush into a stroke? I'm not sure what the question is. The hard round tool into a stroke? Isn't it already a stroke? Like, here, click down this. Like this? This is a hard round tool, and you can draw with it like that. I'm not sure what the question is. All right. Gotta fix this. Sometimes this happens where it doesn't pick up the local stuff, and then if you refresh it, it works. I'm not sure. I gotta figure that out. So let's see. Maybe we can do one more real quick one. Oh, there's an egg there. Oops. Oh, thank you, Chunkus. Yeah, White Bear is a he's a Chunkus. Okay. Oh, another cool thing is we were demoing the Wacom Art Pen, which is the pen that does this like twisty motion. It's hard to explain on the stream because you can't feel it, but basically you can twist the pen around. And a lot of people at the convention have never seen it, so that was cool. It was kind of blowing people's minds a little bit. But actually I'm liking this color box this way already. I feel like it makes a little bit sense. I also got rid of the precision mode thing. This is all kind of playing around, experimenting it, see if it feels better, but so far I think it feels nice. Maybe a little bit less color. Also, I realized that the size exponential was broken, but it should be fixed now, where when we're on the lower side it moves a little bit more sensitive, and then on the right side it's bigger, or it's more it's faster. I want to go as big as possible with the brush, especially early on like this, because that's really the only way you're going to get nice texture or brush texture is just by using a giant brush. The smaller brush you go, the more constipated everything gets in general. Oh yeah, I forgot to say happy Halloween, guys. I'm not very good at holidays, but I hope you're having a good one. So a little thing that I'm trying to work on also with these animal paintings is that I need to control the edges a little bit better and try to make the edges softer usually, because if it's too crispy it doesn't look alive, it looks like a paper cutout. So I want to try to get some soft edge in there. Maybe a little bit of red could be cool to, you know, melt into the background. Whoa, too much. Another thing I'm thinking about maybe doing at some point is some sort of exponential mode on color, because I usually find that, especially painting darker subjects, that you're working in this like really tiny little area right here for the darks, and I feel like almost like the darks should be exponentially more sensitive than the lights. I don't know. Do you guys feel like you work more up in the light range or dark range? Or I'm not sure, just something about working in the darks here is not very comfortable, so it might not be that exact solution, but some sort of solution to make that feel better. Okay, let's go for these beautiful eyes. I mean, I could try this on another layer. Let me do that. Maybe this could be 10. This is so dopey looking. Where is liquify? Okay, and then on top of this we'll put clip layer, and then we can go crazy with the colors. Oh, also size slider is now goes down to 0.5 just for these kind of situations, these whisker situations. I think I can do this on the original layer. The pen cursor does kind of get lost in here. But yeah, just wanted to give a little update on what's going on. It's been kind of a crazy year of work, but I'm glad LightBox went okay and everything. I'm surprised even that it went so smoothly, and all the stuff I wanted to finish was basically done. So I feel pretty happy that, at least as a self-imposed goal, it happened. Made it happen. And then yeah. But I mean, of course, it's not over yet. There's still tons and tons of stuff to do on this project. But I feel like this was just a nice checkpoint where I can finally, you know, maybe relax a tiny bit. Probably switch more into marketing and promotion and stuff in the next year. And still building, but not as intensely or not as crazy as this year. But yeah, I'm happy because this Webby Paint is basically at the same level or better than where Heavy Paint was after 4 years, and it's only been like less than 1 year working on Webby Paint. The only other question though is that when we were showing it off at Lightbox, a lot of people, you know, a lot of people like the Heavy Paint name, and I do too. And I wonder if there's a way to have Heavy Paint still be the name, even though it's called Webby Paint now. I guess yeah, it was a little bit confusing for people coming from Heavy Paint and be like, oh, there's a new one? What? It's not called Heavy Paint anymore? What? So maybe, I mean, it could be an option to eventually call Webby Paint Heavy Paint. Either, I mean, if you guys have an idea of what it should be called, like, do you think Heavy Paint Web would sound better, or Heavy Paint 3, or Webby Paint? The whole naming part has been kind of tricky, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. But yeah, this next year coming up, or actually from now on, I kind of want to do more streams and just paint more, because yeah, past few months have just been programming basically non-stop. So I would like to get back to making some art, and that should also help, you know, refine the UI more, just by doing more work in it, figuring out all the little annoying things and fixing them. Oh, I almost forgot to say that one of the coolest moments of LightBox was that I got to meet Craig Mullins finally, after, I don't know, I've worked with Craig on random projects since like 2012. It was on Tron, and then we worked on Spider-Verse, and I don't know if we worked on Witness, but anyway, I got to sit down with him, and we had a taco buffet thing with the Warrior Painters, so it was really cool to talk with him for a little bit. We actually talked about heavy paint, because he's into heavy paint. He was like trying to brainstorm about, you know, what we can do for the future. But yeah, he likes heavy paint, so that was really cool. And he was saying that he is a tractor, or he loves driving his backhoe around. I guess that's his new favorite hobby: golf and driving his backhoe in Hawaii. So yeah, yeah, it was nice to talk to him. And oh yeah, and Theo Prinz was there too at the taco thing. He's this concept art, if you're not familiar with him, that was like putting out all this amazing work probably, yeah, 6 years ago, but then he sort of just disappeared off the face of the earth. Hasn't posted anything in 6 years, and then he just showed up at Lightbox, which was cool, because I'm a huge fan of his. And what did he do? He famously went on a container ship across the ocean and took his laptop and tablet and like did work on a container ship for some reason. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. Okay, this cat needs some... What does it need? I feel like the cheek is kind of wrong. And the edges could be nicer too. Hey, Manu. Oh wow, there's all these messages here that I didn't see. Sorry. How to color change without the jitter texture? Oh, if you want to turn off the color, you can just use this slider here. This is the color jitter, and you can turn it off, or go all the way. It's the rainbow slider. I don't know, but my intros won't rotate the brush. So it should be in here. If you click on the tool twice, you can go to rotation and then make sure it's on pen, and that should follow the pen tilt or twist. Ethan says, how'd you end up working with Alberto on The Witness? I worked on him on earlier projects, so that's how I got on Witness. But yeah, I just followed him around on all his projects basically, for most of my animation career. The first one was Tron Uprising, which was a TV show, like an animated Tron TV show, and I got that through my friend Anise. Kind of lucky I got in there. I've talked about this a million times, so I'm sorry if you're already sick of it, but Tron was a pretty cool project because we had Craig on that, we had Rob Rupel, Robert Valley, Joe Feinsilver, all these crazy painters. June An, it was like a superstar painting team. Neil Ross Campbell. Basically the same team ended up working together on multiple different projects, and they kind of formed my whole. I mean, I started there when I was like 21 or so, and I think Alberto was only 31, because we're like 10 years apart. But yeah, it was that whole team really. I tried to absorb as much as possible, and I feel like that all their styles are still some of my favorites, and I kind of tried to incorporate that stuff into my own work, even though obviously my stuff doesn't look like Alberto's or Neil Ross or any of them, but I feel like I maybe picked up some of that the taste for that type of stuff, and just a love for it. Yeah, definitely stacked team. That was It was crazy. Oh yeah, Mike J. Last year my voice got killed like the first day of LightBox, and I couldn't really talk to anyone. I sounded like yeah, my throat wasn't really feeling so great. So thankfully this year I didn't get sick. that was my biggest fear this year. It turned out okay. I'm having fun with these edges though. I think this looks cooler to have a little bit of softness on the silhouettes here. The cat can look a little furry. And I'm liking this new color box a lot. Or not new color box, but new layout of having the saturation on the right side. I think that sort of makes more sense. This is the main thing I don't like about layers though, is once you got your shapes in, it's hard to play with the edges. Like if I want to soften up these eyes, I guess I would have to paint, I guess, the layer above everything. That's why I think a lot of digital art looks kind of stiff, is the layers make it so that your edges are not, you don't really have as much control over your edges anymore, because you have to jump back and forth. It's just too much of a pain. Yeah, let me try to soften up at least the upper edges. Because there's shadows there, so it should technically be soft. Does Heavy Paint have feature parity with Webby Paint, or is development on Heavy Paint? Yeah, Heavy Paint is staying how it is right now. It's been the same for the past year or so, and Webby Paint is basically Heavy Paint 3. So yeah, that's another thing with the whole naming issue that we were talking about earlier. It needs to be clear that Webby Paint is the next version of Heavy Paint. So yeah, maybe Heavy Paint 3, or I don't know, something with the name, because right now it's a little confusing. But yeah, actually Webby Paint right now has a few things that Heavy Paint doesn't have. Like we were showing the blending modes. It's got drag and drop, like you can just drag things around now. Like tools can be moved around. You can move them into your favorites and back out and reorder them and everything. Whoa. Click that. Like if we go here, and some of these just, the brush engine has a little bit extra to it also. Performance should be a little bit better than Heavy Paint in general. But yeah, we have blending modes. It looks like an owl. Need to add opacity in here though. That's not done yet. No, I wasn't able to really import anything because this is all JavaScript, which is a completely different language than Heavy Paint. New platform, new language, new everything. So I was basically you're able to, you know, reuse the ideas that you had before, but for all the nitty-gritty like stuff, you kind of have to do it again. But it went a lot faster though, because web stuff is just better for apps, I think. Like all the UI stuff of HTML and CSS is pretty powerful. Like, yeah, for example, this drag and drop stuff was really relatively simple to do on web. And there's other stuff like exporting videos and, you know, dropping files on top of the canvas. You can import images too. I don't know if anyone cares, but yeah, you can just get a file from your browser, from your you know, Explorer or Finder, and just drop it onto your canvas and you'll have an image. I could show that too. So if we are here and we just go to 2023, drag this in. So this is a picture or a PNG that's just loaded in here, and you can smudge it, do whatever you need to do with it. You can also share canvases. This is kind of a cool feature. Or actually, wait, let me go back to the... So, okay guys, if you have a phone or something, I wonder if this works. If I share this canvas, if you scan this code, does it open up the cat on your phone or whatever? I'm curious. I'll just leave it up for a second. But yeah, we were using this at the convention and it was working pretty well because people would come and sit down, start drawing, and like some people would sit for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes and make a whole masterpiece, and then I'd be like, hey, You can share it, or we can share it to your phone if you want. And then a lot of people got it on their phone. The replay should work. Let me see. Although I heard maybe layers was breaking the replay. Anyway. Cool. Alright, awesome. Mission accomplished. Wait. Here's the other cat if anyone's interested. So what it does, when you share, it will create a copy on for you. So it won't affect this original copy, but you'll have it on your gallery to play with. Okay. Maybe I should put a thumbnail here or something. I don't know. I'm still working on the UI of this. Okay. Anyway, just wanted to update everybody on what's going on. I'm gonna try to paint more this year, or for the rest of this year. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you next time. Hope you guys have a good day or night.